This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 887 for the week of Monday, October 6th, 2025. My name is Zach.
I forgot there was no one ahead of me. And my name is Steve.
And on today's episode, we have a very special guest. He is the translator for One Piece and Weekly Shonen Jump and Manga Plus. We have Stephen Paul. How's it going, Stephen?
I'm out of a job this week. No, I'm not.
What are you talking about? What?
I have tons of other shit to do.
No, there's a chapter this week.
So times are tough.
There's a comment from Oda. There must be a chapter.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Wait, did they keep his comment when?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we should read that.
You didn't hear his comment?
No. Does it say, "Wow, what a chapter"? Can't wait for everyone.
Oh no,
to read
it's even
this.
better. It's even better.
It's much better than that.
It's like,
I'll
like a
read it,
preemptive,
I'll
like,
read it.
thank you all for the congratulations on the new chapter. It was a big reveal. We've been building to it for years.
What does it say? Like, is it quote? Oh shit, the chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, the chapter.
So we have
End
Sam
quote.
Leach, our anime recap host here too. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Hola.
So there must be a chapter because unless there's something ominous about this comment that Oda sent in, let's read it here. This was sent in for this week's chapter that came out. The fish burger taste testing videos from Sakuna-kun made me feel so good that I eat fish burgers every day.
Boy, I just love eating these fish burgers. Nothing bad can happen when I eat so many fish burgers.
I'll take them rare, please.
Look, I don't do this too often, but Steven, you have to ask Greg to ask Oda if the fish burgers
that's
did him
good.
in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's answerable and should be answered. That should not, well,
I mean,
or is it better when it's left
No.
up to the
You
imagination?
need the parasites to eat the bad bacteria.
That's right. You just keep introducing larger parasites to take care of the one
I've seen
before. That's-
Futurama, and it probably will make him much smarter, if anything. If I know anything
Yeah.
about food poisoning.
Okay,
Which
we're
I
making
don't.
all these jokes because, yes, as it turned out, even though they had advertised it for this week, there is no chapter. And they did say it was because I shouldn't laugh, but they did say it was because of the author feeling unwell. But he apparently has recovered already. They're slated for next week. So
He's back
it's
to
nothing-
beef burgers from fish burgers.
Yeah.
He's learned his lesson.
Yeah.
I'm sure Oda's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, these, correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen, but he probably wrote this, and also, this all happened probably many weeks ago, if not a month ago. I might be
Oh,
exaggerating.
I have no idea.
You don't? Well, I mean, again, I guess we could ask Greg on the next SGS, the full fish burger report from
Yeah. I mean, there's an assumption that it's a multi-week schedule that he has backed up because he talked about it really early on in the series, but that was 25 years ago or whatever, and his scheduling has changed dramatically since then. So yeah, I think it's much closer to the wire than people think.
So this week we have what are we doing this week? With Sam.
We're going to do a manga recap of Akane Banashi, I guess.
I was thinking about it. It's not April 1st.
It's not bad. Yeah, it is.
It has been a good few chapters. To be fair, the reason I have never actually, besides just not having time or energy, why I'm I don't need to do an Akane Banashi podcast ever, because each chapter doesn't have so much to really chew on, I feel like. Maybe a volume, but
It would be a much shorter podcast.
And what am I really pontificating on? Just this was really cool. And really, I don't know if I have much else to say about that. Sam,
Yeah, wow.
Gotta be a former celebrity.
Yeah, she made everybody hallucinate in this chapter. That's crazy. Just like every other chapter.
drugs in the vents. That's how.
What does it mean?
It means she has gone to further beyond.
Mhm.
As you recall. Sam, what do we have this
Mhm.
week from you?
We have a double anime recap for episodes 1144 and 1145, so we're going to be caught up on the anime just in time for the anime to go on break.
As always.
For 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
Or I think this is.
I was gonna say, yeah,
the first of the 2 week breaks.
Was it for a particular reason? Or
I don't
think there's a
actually.
recap.
One of them is a recap, so that's why it's just there. Like it's not logged as a numbered episode. It's gonna be like special something.
Right.
And then why there's like one like proper day off, I actually do not know.
It could be like a marathon or something else. Because
you never.
That's
right.
Although now they're at 11:30, so probably not anymore. Because they air at like 11:30 at night now, right? On Fridays or something, or Saturdays. Yeah. So who knows what's going on then?
Toonami's back
in Japan, apparently.
Yeah.
Toonami's been back for like 15 years.
The new Toonami's been around longer than the old Toonami.
Is that true? That sounds
Yes.
right. Yeah, I just didn't know for a fact.
So what I am reading, if what I'm
Yes.
reading is accurate, it's
Getting
like
report
just
live.
they're genuinely just giving themselves more time to finish the arc, I guess,
Okay.
which is
uncharacteristic,
but
that is uncharacteristic, but good. I'm glad. But yeah. Steven, we were also thinking, maybe we could do the One Piece magazine this week. When did that come out officially? Today?
The 3rd, I think.
Okay. So
So,
those did not
yeah.
arrive in time. Yeah.
No.
For those wondering. It does. It also looks dense.
Yeah, that one looks really cool because it's like it's basically, what is it? It's like One Piece and Jump. So it's supposed to have a bunch of stuff. There's like a full interview with Oda. He did another one of those for the first time in years with the magazine. I think that was it like the first three issues of the magazine were when they were like doing interviews with Oda or something. To kick it off, like they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk with Oda, and he hasn't done that since. So it seems like it's a big deal. And I know, at least from like the promotional stuff that they were putting out, that they revealed, since I don't think it was public information, that like the artist for Akane Banashi and one of the other series in Jump, it might be Ichi the Witch, something like that. They were both assistants for Oda in the past, which I had not known before.
I didn't know Akane, the artist.
Yeah,
I'm assuming?
the artist, right?
Oh wow, that's really cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Worlds colliding there.
Oh yeah.
For you more than anyone. Yeah, I saw there was also, they're doing like an editor. What is it? Like an editor comic or something.
Like starring all the editors or something.
I don't know. I think they did something similar a bunch of issues back. I posted in our chat on Discord. Yeah, I'm not sure the specifics, but it looks like it's mostly to comedic effect.
I see what you posted here. Yeah, it's like a day in the life of the One Piece editor, and yeah, it looks very silly.
Grueling and I'm thinking of assistants. I'm sorry, not as grueling.
But I don't have it yet. It's going to be a little while since I'm going to be out of town soon, so I will have to really kind of digest it before we're ready to cover, to offer a meaningful coverage of this particular magazine, because it seems really interesting. So I'm excited to look into it. Yeah,
I want to make sure we spend the proper amount of time prepping for it, so we're not just like, let's get it out here and say a bunch of stuff. Which, speaking of podcast related things that we're trying to take our time with, I have been working with Dr. Gomez, and as well as many others, in putting together something more thorough. We talked about this, it has to be over a month ago at this point, what was happening in Indonesia with the One Piece flags. Since then, and a few just added last night, it's happened, we talked about Nepal. It's happened in it happening, meaning that the One Piece flag is being used as a symbol of protest, particularly against kleptocratic regimes around the world, is what it seems like. And it's also been used in protests supporting Palestine and supporting like general social progression in France and Italy for those. It's been also in Peru, the Philippines, pretty substantially. Morocco is the most recent as of last night. And Madagascar, it's been front and center in all of those countries. So that's been kind of developing, and Dr. Gomez has been working really hard to put together something academic, and she's going to come on, and hopefully we're also going to have some journalists and others to come on to talk about that in an academic and informative way, which I'm very much looking forward to as someone admittedly ignorant of a lot of these particular movements around the world. So, and if you know of any others that I have not listed and you're listening, please let me know. But the images are striking, and it's gotten a lot of what you would call mainstream coverage in like The Guardian, the New York Times, the BBC, PBS, NPR, Washington Post, NBC, so on and so forth, Al Jazeera, Time, and so on. So, yeah, no, it's been this very surreal thing to see, and I know we discussed this a little bit, but it's been like metamorphosizing over the last few weeks and months into something much, much bigger even than it was.
Yeah, it's interesting too, and I know we've kind of discussed privately, like in some ways it's I don't want to say alarming, but I do worry about like what does Shueisha think about this, because they're still a business, and you know this is one of their flagship properties, and I hope that it doesn't cause them to freak out and feel like, well, we can't be seen like, having some relation to international matters that really aren't our business to be, commenting on or something, and having that turn into some kind of a weird, self-censoring, like, oh, let's shut down One Piece for a bit until this calms down, something like that. That would be very drastic, I think. I don't know. Maybe their hope is to just kind of pretend they don't see it and let the let the business continue as it normally does, and it won't necessarily interfere with the series that we love. Obviously, that's not as important as like real world political matters, but it would be, I think it would be a shame if, something that arose out of a love for the series, like actually had an effect on a negative effect on the thing that, that started it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I know. Me in particular.
Suddenly some Revolutionary Army storylines start to happen off screen, or
right.
Yeah.
That would be really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's a little bit different since One Piece is like something that is so, well, I mean, it's obviously been prescient recently, but it's so ongoing, and it's happening in real time is what I mean to say. And I have been kind of mentally comparing this to other like really major IP that have kind of just when you go to a protest, you will see Star Wars stuff, for example. That's just a very obvious one. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie franchise, and now the one with the 3-finger salute thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what it was like?
Is that very like the Hunger Games or something?
Hunger Games.
Okay.
Freaking forgot Hunger Games in my head. Sorry. That's what I've been seeing. I think in Asia, in a lot of protests, there was like a Hunger Games related protest in Thailand, I think. again, I don't. This is off the top of my head, so I might be incorrect about the details. But there have been major franchises that have adopted this. One Piece is kind of a more unusual. First, it's Japanese.
Right, it's not a Hollywood movie thing.
Yeah, Hollywood TV show. But yeah. But it is ubiquitous, as we discussed with Chris's friend the other week, in these countries. And I've known in the Philippines, I know it is extremely popular there. In Indonesia, I will say, since we started the podcast, number 2 and 3 to the United States in views and listens, and sometimes number 1 has always been the Philippines and Indonesia. So that does not surprise me tremendously. Like, it has always resonated a lot there. And all of these countries, including ours, are going through some shit at the moment. So like, I get it. I don't know. So back to the original question. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to affect things. I think Shueisha would certainly, be more scared than Oda. Although I don't know how Oda is seeing it, because looking at these pictures are crazy. Because in Nepal, they're burning flags with the Straw Hat logo over the Parliament building, and smoke, behind. In Indonesia, you just see the Jolly Roger for the Straw Hats painted on city streets and on murals and like just everywhere, because it really was to the point where the Parliament was discussing whether to ban it. And now we're seeing it in just protests generally. And I know in the United States we've had some of that. I know Kirsten has mentioned that to me, just as like firsthand anecdotal experiences. But in Italy and France and in Europe as well, it seems like it's also catching on, and in Africa. So it's gone beyond the Asian, like, the sphere of influence One Piece has there, which is interesting. I'll see if I could post like a list of articles because I've been collecting them as they come across, and there's many dozens, and it's always very interesting to see how the mainstream press kind of handles this when they don't really know anything about One Piece.
Right.
That said, it is catching the attention of normies, as we'd say, people who are not in the One Piece world. So that is both a cause for concern, I think, as Steven mentioned, but it's also very like surreal, and it definitely goes to the heart of the show, I think.
It feels like the kind of thing that One Piece was meant to, be an influence of. Although if you're I do wonder, if you're the author, and you're writing this story, it's like, you're probably writing them without the expectation that you're ever going to see your image in front of a
real world events. Yeah.
So I don't know. That must be a very interesting emotion to feel.
Yeah. I always wonder, as like an artist, how that would register.
And I doubt I don't think Oda's going to be. I don't think he's going to artist comment about this anytime soon.
He's too busy with his fish burgers.
Yeah, his fish burgers.
Fish burgers and
lead him.
Pokemon Go and Legos.
I mean, Oda has. Yeah, his work is that like candy with inside is that like super serious, really political.
I just think if there's anyone out there is surprised by this, I can't help but look at them and be like, are you sure you're reading the series, or are you just watching YouTube shorts at 60 frames per second or something?
You have, I know, the 60 frames per second.
Like, yeah. I got the story. Yeah.
I'm less surprised that it is like a symbol of this kind of movement. That doesn't surprise me at all. What surprises me is that One Piece has hit this level of just ubiquity. Like that's the thing that surprises me. But yeah, it's
especially it's ubiquitous with the younger generation that is right now feeling very motivated to,
which is crazy since
express themselves like this.
It's been around for longer than that entire generation has been alive, basically, the manga. So that's a pretty cool. That says a lot about the series. At the very minimum, the fact that it speaks to the soul of folks that who were born after it started. Any other thoughts on that? We're gonna have, as I said, a more comprehensive thing. Hopefully in the coming weeks. I was hoping to put it together for this week with the break, but I don't want to just rush it.
Yeah.
I guess if that's out of the way, we're gonna do the double anime recap with Sam, and then some piece together. So you guys ready?
All right.
Sure am.
This is the double anime recap for episodes 1144 and 1145. I'm your host, Sam, and today with me we have the Bloodhound Gang's very own Steve Yurko.
Sam and I are nothing but mammals, so let's podcast like we do on the One Piece podcast channel.
Yes, we are having sex. Episode 1144, The Worst Nightmare. The 5 elders come together. And it opens with the Marines are gawking at the stormy sky with black lightning going everywhere. One of the Marine giants starts shooting giant arrows at the puny Marine ships. I feel like that's got to be like a uniquely frightening position to be in where... like arrows are being shot at you, but they're also giant arrows. They're gonna
they're basically missiles at this point.
Yeah,
that don't explode.
And Dory and Brogy have this super awesome strut forward as they're moving ahead, covered in shadows. They have the cool single Terminator red eye going for them. And excuse me, my throat is very scratchy right now. Lots of it's okay. So up front, this is a great episode.
You can immediately tell, like, oh yeah, this is the one that they gave plenty of time.
Yep, I believe Vincent Chanzard's not. He did a lot of storyboard work on this episode, so it's
which I
he's
believe
doing more than just the key animation. He's planning out shot compositions and
which I believe is a first for him. I think he said. It's his
first time or it's like it's the closest thing to directing he's done for One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few noteworthy animators. I unfortunately probably have not written all their names down, but I went looking for a few of them. But yeah, the theme of this episode is just like lots of camera. It's one of my favorite things of like kind of modern animation, just like the freedom of the camera to like spin around an action scene and follow characters as they move across large spaces. So the camera's circling around Luffy and Saturn as the other elders are arriving, and we got this like cool there's the black lightning, but there's also these cool, like, almost Marco colored blue flames. And there's like just really, really stark looking, sketchy animation. Every now and then it reminds you of that we are waiting for Vegapunk to begin his announcement as he's yapping with Shaka in the recording.
Waiting for his Vega coffee to be ready.
Yeah. It's mankind's dream, the Vegapunk's instant coffee. And they're brewing it as they wait for the announcement to start in 7 minutes. And after 40 minutes of anime episodes, that still will not, we will not have finished that 7 minutes.
This is going to be the modern Goku and Frieza Namek blowing up.
Yep, absolutely. So Saturn and Luffy are still going at it. The camera is like kind of flying underneath Saturn, like kind of zooming, like the camera's kind of like moving to each of the portals that the other elders are emerging from, like spinning around Luffy, going underneath Saturn's legs. Luffy, he has a moment where he closes his eyes. Our first reminder in a while that Luffy has this advanced, observation skill. He closes his eyes, and we get like this kind of sketchy impression of all the different elders emerging through the shadows, through the darkness, and we're getting these very scattered kind of close-ups of the elders in their monster forms. We see this weird like masked horse face, some warm looking thing. I love this shot of the bird kind of strutting forward towards the camera.
Oh, that was so, animating walking, especially with feet connecting to the ground, is really tough to animate. But then just like bird legs, the very distinctive kind of perspective on the ground, where it feels like the ground always feels like we're on a ball. We're getting our formal introductions to each of the elders, their names, their what kind of a mythical zone type they have. Saint Shepherd Jupiter is he's like the youngest looking one of the bunch, with the just apparently Oda gives him white hair.
Yeah, he's got like kind of blonde hair here and just kind of a regular kind of goatee. He's the sandworm. He's the dune worm. Saint Ethan Baron V Nostro is the skeleton horse, the Bakotsu. Which I was really eager to look into this, but there's not like a lot of original art for the Bakotsu. It's like there's, it's like it's a ghost of a horse, but I was hoping that there'd be more old school, proper yokai art depicting this thing. But it's pretty slim pickings.
He was not the most popular.
I mean, like, he looks awesome here, but when you look up Bakotsu on Google, like, you mostly get the One Piece character. Saint Topman Workury is a big tusked looking boar thing called the Fengji. Saint Marcus Mars is the one with the long beard, and he is it's an Itsumade. He looks like a big bird with really long orange hair. And obviously Saint J. Garcia Saturn, who is the Gyuki, another yokai. And we get this cool kind of letterboxed profile shot of the five elders kind of like lurching towards Luffy. And it's like we're getting like a pseudo widescreen that's framed by the rubble that's like collapsing in front of the camera. Luffy, he's jumping around trying to avoid the falling buildings because I guess just the elders just kind of like walking and entering the scene is already causing like all this destruction to go around. And he's like bouncing off the walls, bouncing off the rubble, like kind of diving. It's a big like show. It's a big show off scene of Luffy moving around the elders and like passing through them and under their legs or like through the ribs of the horse. Just kind of like dodging the destruction, but also keeping us from like getting a proper full view of each of of these monsters until the big pull out shot of the five elders together, and we get their title card.
But also conveying like the scale of these guys.
Yeah, the scale, like this kind of otherworldliness. Looking at Vincent Chanzard's thread, I know like one of the things he really wanted to emphasize was the contrast between the elders and Luffy, like the big to small, the silly and the much more detailed, much more serious looking elders. Although something that like makes the elders really distinct from how you might imagine them being portrayed is that they do seem much more. They're much more. I mean, like part of this is like Oda's coloring. They're much more colorful than you expect. They're much more. Like they're a little more cartoony than you'd imagine, but like that kind of adds to this like out of body otherworldliness to them. This
was it like Warrior, the boar, the warthog thing, and it's like it's like just have giant tusks that look like his mustache and stuff. I think it's like it'd be disappointing if One Piece didn't go for like exaggerated cartoony animals.
Yeah, and the individual title cards that they get, just so that the audience can know which one's supposed to be which. Like you get this kind of image of the elders' human form, and then their new monster form kind of fades in the middle but they're like doing this kind of lurching motion of usually at like some strange angle. The motion is like done in like way more frames than you usually expect in anime. So it just everything has this strange like kind of floaty weird feeling to it. And one of the animators' names that I did write down specifically for the scene of like Luffy running between all the elders is Hugo Lemonier is that artist's name. And so Saturn starts blasting. He's using his like pseudo hockey, whatever we're calling this invisible power, where he's just kind of able to just blast somebody with his mind or whatever he's doing. He's like blasting Luffy into a pancake onto the ground.
It's like spamming 1A.
Yeah, 1A. And Vinastro, the horse, the Gandhi looking guy, he wastes no time. Leaping overhead, the camera has to like lift up to see him like jumping over our view, and he's out of the scene already. He's got somewhere else he needs to be, and he's running. And he switches into his hybrid form, where he's like a skeleton horse centaur man. And
it's just
he's
the body
running
of
to
the
the
horse
shore.
Vinastro's like bust.
Yeah, I think it looks cool as fuck. I think his hybrid form especially just like really, really works. And leaves a really strong impression. He's running to the shore to help out the Marines who are currently being attacked by the pacifistas that Bonnie gave the orders to a few episodes ago. And he's like just swiftly slashing the pacifistas. He's leaving like ice, like he has like Brooks like hell ice powers.
Which I guess there's that connection there because he's a horse skeleton. So,
yeah, he's a yokai. He is demonic of some persuasion. And he's cutting all the pacifistas very handily. The Marines from their ships watching with binoculars and such, they can barely tell what's going on. They like one of them gets like one glimpse of Venus just kind of like stopping, slicing, and then he's gone again. He's moving so fast that the human eye can't keep up. The most employed animator of all time, Nato Shishida.
Yep,
he's still around. I think he gets like one scene per episode
he's
so far.
Popping up a lot lately
for months now. Marcus Mars, the bird, the bearded man, he's flying, and there's lightning falling, and we get a scene of Sanji like dodging the lightning, and also a scene of Usopp, Nami, and Chopper's group being startled by the sudden emergence of the Thousand Sunny, which has been sliding on ice for many episodes now. So Luffy is in combat with Saturn. being his usual like Looney Tune self with his swirly legs and his batting off the attacks from Saturn and whatnot. And Jupiter, the worm, tries to chomp Luffy. Luffy barely dodges, but the worm starts burrowing underground. And Luffy's like, "Whoa, what was that? An earthworm?" And then, I like this kind of animation of, like as the ground is shaking, like Luffy has to like fall back and like he like lands back on his feet. Made me wonder if like the animators are allowed to keep like little trampolines in their office or something, so that they can,
this is how Luffy should be
for research purposes.
This is how Luffy should be. I think it's the next episode where there's another moment where I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit, but I'll talk about that later.
Okay. And then the worm emerges again, and the eruption from the ground throws Luffy into the air, and he's about to get chomped by the big worm right before the eye catch for the episode. And we come back, and Mars is working on attacking the what's it called, the Fabiophage of Punk Records, that like outer barrier. And we come back to the weakling trio, and Usopp has successfully halted the Sunny. We get this great little like crayon style animation, like explaining how Usopp used his bamboo javelin to block the Sunny from
anime original
to slide
stuff there, which I like.
Yeah, I thought it looked really neat. And now that they're on solid ground, Brook is like, "See, I told you I had a plan." To Lilith, and then Lilith like gets mad at him and starts kicking him in his bony butt. And then Zoro versus Lucci. This whole fight looks crazy. They're clashing, and they're having like these. They're picking up. They're sensing the Elder's presence as they're fighting, and it's kind of giving them pause. It's making them hesitate, or
trying to get like Lucci especially is trying to
happening
like,
at the same time.
Like, oh, you might want to. Oh, that's the whole. Oh, look behind you. You'll never guess what's happening.
Yeah. I love how this part of the fight, there's a lot of like very fluidly kind of moving from the cleared area into like the jungled area as they're clashing. There's this one shot I thought was really wonderful where, it's like Lucci's using his moonwalk to. It almost feels like he's bouncing off of the camera, or not quite the camera, but like the way it pairs with the motion of the camera and like kind of the momentum of the camera, and him going like in the opposite direction. I thought there was some great motion and weight there. Jinbei is also flying through the forest trying to find Zoro. And he's using the fact that trees are just being sliced to bits around him as evidence that he must be getting close. At some point, Zoro he must just hear in his heart Sanji calling him a deadweight. And we get a little cartoon of Zoro in this almost crayon Shin-chan style. Like hearing the word deadweight
like
getting
Zoro
pounded
being
into
silly.
his ear.
We don't get it enough.
And he's like, yeah. And there's at one point earlier in the fight, they clash, and then Zoro, they clash so hard that like Enma goes flying, and they kind of spend a lot of time showing Enma kind of flying through the air in slow motion. And so you're wondering like, okay, how's Zoro gonna get that back? And
I was
I'm
like,
still
is
not
he gonna do like
entirely
this
sure
cool catch,
at
or
what
is
point
he gonna like
he gets
pick
it
it
back
up when running? And I don't know. As far as I could recall, it just seemed like eventually he just had it again.
So okay, I'll explain where I think happens there. But first, Lucci, he's going like super demonic. He's like covered in flames. He looks like the I think it's a leopard at the end of Road to El Dorado, right?
There was a leopard and
the big like monster leopard robot thing. It reminded me of that. And Lucci has an attack called hand pistol spots, where it's just like he has like all these like flaming disembodied hands coming out of this black void. It's like his version of Gum Gum Gatling, I guess. But Zoro's cool, obviously, so he's just like walking back and forth and swaying and dodging all the attacks. And then when he's ready to end the fight, he's like zigzagging on the rubble that's kind of flying up. And what I think is happening is, I guess, like when, all these big attacks are happening and all this rubble is being like chunked out of the ground, like that, maybe that like brought Enma back into the scene, because there's this abstract image that I thought was supposed to be like one of Lucci's attacks. I think it's Enma flying back into Zoro's hand that he catches, and then like the camera like punches in on his hand, now having Enma. So that's Zoro's signal to now be like, all right, now I can do my 3-sword style Huhuva spot hunt, and Huhuva being a type of Buddhist hell.
King of hell now.
So he does one of his King of Hell moves. And it reminded me very much of Zoro's finishing move against the Hitokiri Kamazo, aka Killer. We come back to Luffy, who is in the process of falling into the worm's mouth. He's like stretching his arm outside of the mouth and like gripping the edge and trying to like sling himself back up just in time, but then like he gets chomped slightly, and then he has to like shimmy his way out of the teeth. And then he's like, "Hey, I'm not delicious. Or am I?" Yes, he has to seriously consider for a second that maybe he is delicious, and he can't blame the worm for trying to eat him.
Maybe I forgot about this, but I find it so funny with worm guy. I always forget their names. Jupiter.
Jupiter.
That like I thought like the cross shape was like a scar or a mark, but it's the mouth.
Yeah. He looks like a hot cross
like
bun
a hot dog
on the tip of his worm. Yeah. But like it's like this cross shape. But then like when his mouth is closed, it's like his lips are like this like cross shape, almost like Luffy's scar, or like the top of like a crossed bun. But then like when he opens it out like you see like the line kind of like spread out, and now it looks like a regular mouth. It's a very interesting animal to make sense of here. And then this is when Dory and Brogy arrive just in time to start fighting against Saturn and Warcury. And they have a great bit where they are grabbing, because Saturn has the horns and Warcury has the tusks. The Dory and Brogy are each able to like grab one and then like slam them against each other. I thought that was great. Oh, there's another action bit that I meant to bring up earlier, which is when Saturn grabbed Luffy and like forcefully headbutted him against Warcury. And so later in the episode, it feels like it's almost like a comeuppance, that the giants are grabbing them like these big toys and just being like, plonk. So Luffy gets free from Jupiter, the worm. Then Saturn grabs Luffy with like his tentacle leg, headbutts him with Warcury, then like flings Luffy back into Jupiter's mouth. So that's why he's now inside the worm. That's when Dory and Brogy arrive, slam Saturn and Warcury together, and then they do this team up attack where they're like flanking Jupiter on both sides. Camera has to do the cool spin around to get like the full like 3-dimensional image of the giants taking each of Jupiter's sides, and then using their axe and sword to slice him open, and then Luffy goes flying free from Jupiter's like neck hole, which has a strange like rainbow light color
like a
coming out
pocket
of it.
dimension or something.
And then 11:45 is the next episode. Friends fight together, Luffy and the Warriors of Elbaph. And so Luffy is happy to be reuniting with his giant friends. We have a bit of Jinbei watching in awe as he's watching CGI Marcus Mars still attacking the Punk Records barrier.
Yeah, like it doesn't look as bad as CGI Kaido and Momonosuke, but
no, he does not. You can feel like after like the slam dunk episode right before it, and then you get to this episode and you see immediately the big CGI monster. You're like, I know this one. I know this story.
Oh yeah.
Although this episode generally looks fine, but you can tell that this is one area where they
you want that amazing sequence from the previous
crutch.
episode. There's compromise.
So yeah, Jinbei's like, all right, well, time to zoom me over to Zoro and help him out of his scene for once. And Lucci is still standing. He's received the attack. He's got these three huge slashes across his body. They go so far that they're like crossing over to each of his arms as well. And he's got like blood pouring, and it looks like he's about to faint. But instead, he stays on his feet and he roars, and then Jinbei has to like quickly scoop Zoro up under his arm, be like, "No, don't keep fighting. Let's go." Yeah, you won. We all agree you won. So Jinbei gets out of the scene with a Fishman Karate 5,000 brick chop. He's like, I'm sorry, Rob Lucci, but I gotta do this, and he just does a Fishman blast of water basically to get him and Zoro out of. Like it basically just like got Lucci on his knees back into human form, and it was a distraction that got Jinbei and Zoro out. And now Lucci's like looking up, and Marcus Mars is now like hovering over him, staring down, just big giant monster bird, being like, Robert Lucci.
Well, the thing is, in the
CP,
but in the world
CP
of One Piece,
Zero.
Rob is.
Tell me what you know. Where is York?
Lucci Rob. It sounds nice. It sounds like
I know.
Like
I just think it's funny to call him Robert Lucci.
Robert Lucci.
Yeah. He's asking Lucci where York is, and Lucci over delivers, gives him way more information than he was actually asking for. It's like, oh, York is here. The two of the other satellites are here. In the basement, there's 85 captive Cypher Pull agents. And then like Mars is like, thank you very much, Sir Robert. And he's like flying away, and then Lucci's like, but wait, I got one more request. I have an injured partner. Please make sure he is rescued as well. And he's talking about Kaku, obviously. It's oddly sweet that he cares enough to say this much. And Mars is like, I make no promises. Sometimes insects get crushed, and even if you're trying not to. It sounds like he has. He's not even going to make the effort if the effort presents itself.
Rob Lucci's just like, I'm on the right side.
But that, like, as Marcus is flying away. Yeah, as Marcus Mars is flying away, Lucci is just kind of like, there's a wide shot of Lucci on his knees, just kind of like looking in disbelief, and then a little hot turi kind of flies in and lands on his shoulder. And then so the Giants are catching up with Luffy. They're saying like, oh yeah, we read the newspaper, and they said you were a big bad villain who's holding Vegapunk hostage, and we thought that, hey, this is our opportunity. We are in the neighborhood, we might as well swing on by. And Luffy is amused that that's how the news is presenting him. And Dory takes out a big horn and blows into it to let his crew know that they have succeeded in meeting up with Luffy. And all the giants, they hear the horn. They're like, all right, time to get back to the ship. And they're like just burning wreckage all around them. They're lit very ominously, like from the Marines' perspective, like they're just big scary monsters. And now they're like, oh, okay, time to go home. But
they're the very Vicky the Viking cartoony looking giants, which I love.
Yeah,
but
very like atmospheric guys. Lighting, very if we did not think of them as the good guys, they would look like the bad guys. But they're happily to pack it up and go home. War Curie, the big boar man, he's like, oh well, I have my own horn too, and he just basically belches so hard that it turns the island into jello. Everything's going wobbly. There's lightning coming out of his big mouth. And it's like such a powerful gust of wind that it blows Luffy's body parts off, like his eyes and his scars and his clothes and his hair, like all just like pop off and go flying. And he's like, whoa. And the I don't know what they're doing with the background here, where it suddenly looks like they're traveling through the information superhighway.
It's a little more experimental.
Yeah, but like even when like the giants are like reacting to Luffy's body being blown to bits, and then Dory puts up his sword to catch all the bits flying, so that they're all like landing on his sword, the flat end of his sword, like stickers. Like even then, like they're still keeping like the background's like this weird like blue cybernetic pillar of squares and rectangles. It's very interesting. And then just like hard cut, like we haven't finished fighting War Curie and Saturn yet, but we hard cut to Luffy now back on his feet, putting his like eyes and scars back on. He has to like test his eyes to be like, oh, did I put the right ones in? It's like, did you play any of like the recent like Mario parties where one of the mini games is you have to like drop like the eyes and nose and mouths onto the characters' faces as accurately as possible.
That sounds awesome.
It's like that's like what Luffy's doing with his own face.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like almost like a Mr. Potato Head.
Yes, very Mr. Potato Head. So yeah, the giants are like very concerned, like, oh, did you get everything? Like I'm pretty sure I caught all your parts, but I just want to make sure. And Luffy's like, yep, I feel like everything's okay. And you feel like you're being set up for like some joke that he's like still missing his penis or something. But War Curie is like, I don't want to stand around all day, so I'm just gonna like do a big Sonic the Hedgehog spin jump. And my tusks are going to turn into blades. But then the giants step in and they put their shields up, very perfectly, one shield per tusk. They manage to block them, and Warcurie's like, "Do you even know who this runt is?" And the giants are like, "Yes, he's a friend." And then they push Warcurie off. Were you going to say something, Steve?
No.
And then you got Saturn off to the side being like, well, if that's what you're calling him, then we must put an end to that. And he starts spitting out like these like poison bullets. And then this is when Luffy is now getting creative again. He just like grabs the background goes like all weird and colorful and comic booky. It's got those like what are they called? The Ben-Day dots.
Oh yes. God, why am I forgetting the name of the artist? Like I did an episode image of Harold that resembled that.
Yeah, Andy Warhol, Ben-Day. So he grabs like a palm tree and he like lumps it into the shape of a bat, and then he paints it. He paints it to look like a bat, and he puts a little number on it. He just grabs like a baseball helmet out of thin air and puts it on, and he's adjusting it and winding up his swing. Like he's just taking a long time making a show out of deflecting the poison bullets back at his enemies. Yes.
I loved it. It's the most Looney Tunes I think he's ever been in the anime, and I felt like it was more captured that kind of vibe where it's like, yeah, it's like chewing through a tree, like it's like a cartoon Corn on the Cob.
And he knocks the poison bullets back at Saturn and Mercury, and they just explode on contact, and then Luffy's eyes bug out because he didn't know that they were going to be explosive as well as poisonous. And now the giants are like making their plan to all regroup, and there's just kind of fire and smoke everywhere, and I guess the elders got torn up by those explosions, but they're, because of they have their unique powers, they're all regenerating, as well as Jupiter, who's just got his head cut off as a worm, but now he's returning to his regular form, or he's regenerating back into a full worm man. And Jinbei is, Zoro is like on Jinbei's shoulder as they're flying, and he notices that they're slowing down because Jinbei's rocket boots are running out of fuel or whatever they're running on. And then Jinbei makes the decision to just get on his feet and start running.
I didn't know Jinbei was this good of a sprinter. He's super fast.
What it made me think, I mean, like, I figured just being strong at all like gives you a some speed advantage. Because there's that Oda did he ranked them by like how fast they would run in how fast they would be in a race.
Wow, I forgot about that.
I'm trying to remember where Jinbei ranked. I think like Frankie was definitely last, and like Brooke was definitely first.
Oh yeah.
And then like Zoro had like this condition of like, if it's a short sprint race, he could probably do pretty well, but if it's like a long one, he's definitely going to get lost. But yeah, back to the Vegapunk broadcast. He still isn't starting yet, but we do get to see Vegapunk burning his tongue. And you got York just chained on the ground, being forced to watch this in befuddlement. And this is when, and Stussy and Kaku are in this room as well. And this is when Marcus Mars is flying overhead, poking his head into the big hole that Luffy created when he was fighting Kizaru. And he's like, it's like, York, where's the monitor room? And York is just in shock. She didn't expect to be seeing a big monster bird, or for it to be talking to her. And we got back on one of the marine ships where Kizaru is hanging out, just laying on the deck still. One of the marines is like, "Oh, sir, Mr. Kizaru, are you okay? Like, do you have any injuries?" And Kizaru says, "I do have one injury. It runs.
It's
deep
in my heart."
Yeah. It's like, are you okay, sir? Do you want help? He's like, "Just leave me be." And then the big suit of armor, the big robot from the beginning of the arc, is waking up, and it's like pulling out like a big bloody impalement from its gut, and it's like, "Joy boy," and it's like, lurching through the forest, through the fire, through the smoke. The Marines are watching in shock and awe that a new type of giant has entered.
The blood is interesting. I don't know if that was supposed to be oil or something else.
Yeah, it's because like if he died from impalement like a really long time ago, why is it, if it's like secretly organic under there, it's still strange that there's like blood, unless this happened just now as like the island is getting destroyed. But so we got Marines and various characters kind of gawking at the sight of this iron giant walking, and the giant is talking to itself, saying Sorry, Joy Boy. Dun dun dun. To be continued. General thoughts on these 2 episodes, Steve?
Some really great episodes that I think we knew were coming. Like, we knew they were kind of saving their energy and their time for something really bombastic. And yeah, like the first episode, just Chansard's storyboards and just what led to some incredible animation. It was just nuts. Really love some of these just continuous shots. Super ambitious, and I think it played off. I think both of these episodes just I felt like we're handling Gear 5 Luffy a little bit better. Just a lot more fun stuff. I like these zany backgrounds. Even like the laser light show with Lucci and Zoro was still a lot of, I can't help but say, I can't help but admit, I'm like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think even like Jinbei scenes were great. I think one of the scenes I forgot to mention was like the little, I don't think this was in the manga, but the Usopp guiding the crew into like pulling the Sunny.
Yeah.
One of the things I realized too was like Chopper was in his I think heavy point. Is that like his human form? When's the last time we've seen Chopper in that form?
Yeah. It's not that frequent.
I saw it. I was like, whoa, I don't think we've seen that since Whole Cake.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're, yeah, because does he do it at all in Wano?
I don't think so. I don't recall seeing that form at all. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think it was mostly
yeah, because like I feel like I would remember him in like the samurai armor being in heavy point.
Right. It's crazy. So I don't know, it was just like refreshing to see that. I miss seeing forms of Chopper. Speaking of like going through like my figures again, remember the new Horn Point? It looks more like a beetle that we've just never seen again. It's crazy.
Yeah, like it's like Kung Fu Point or nothing a lot of the time, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. It seems like that's all it is. It's a little disappointing. Oh, I think he was also, I'm pretty sure he was in his like reindeer form during Onigashima, but neither here nor there. I just thought that was like a really kind of welcome thing of just like a little bit of extra filler. But the scenes with the elders are just incredible, just huge spectacle. Even the stuff with the giants, I like the one giant just like bouncing from warship to warship. And the one thing we're talking about, Luffy, like trampolines. I think when Dory and Brogy and Luffy were gonna leave, I think this was before Warcury kind of tries to stop them. Luffy's just like floating in the air, and I'm like, what's this? I'm like, Luffy can't fly. Like with Lucci makes sense because Lucci can moonwalk, but I thought I don't know. Maybe Gear 5th Luffy is supposed to float in the air, but I just kind of. I think it's probably
he's just kind of wherever he needs to be.
Yeah, it's just cost cutting. But I would love to see him kind of just bounce up and down instead. Like that's why he's always, because in the manga we're seeing like just moments in time. It's not, it's not animation. But that's my one nitpick. I think these were really fun, good gags, great direction, great animation, great expressions. Yeah, this was a banger.
Yep. The first of these episodes, obviously, that's the showstopper. Really pleased with the strange, surreal, foreboding quality of the elders, and also the saying this in a positive way, the clusterfuck of the action of all these like super strange big monsters. And Luffy's obviously very strange attacks, just like kind of clashing and intersecting with each other's fights and stuff like that. That's the stuff I was really excited to see. I really like seeing the giants in action. I thought they're like kind of tag team chopping off Jupiter's head to get Luffy out. I thought that was great and sort of a callback to when they cut off the like Brontosaurus's neck in Little Garden.
Yeah.
This, this kind of barrage of overlapping action scenes, kind of pulling your attention away, in different directions. Like that's what I was excited for. That's where I felt like they delivered on very spectacularly. And I hope there's still a lot more to come. Obviously, like we're gonna get preoccupied with Vegapunk's press release here. But keeping the strangeness and the intensity of all these different action scenes and subplots that we're juggling is a big part of what's interesting about the Egghead climax. So yeah, I am pleased. I am happy. I am looking forward to more.
Yeah. It's really kind of hyping this up. I'm looking forward to seeing the reactions to the broadcast. The stuff with the elders so far has been really entertaining. I think Chansard was the guy to get, and he did not disappoint. Just a
really creative eye for like staging action scenes.
Yeah, and just like weird blobby stuff too. It's just he was like there. No one else could have done that. So glad he's getting his flowers. Yeah, great bunch of eps. Solid viewing.
Right. Anything else you'd like to say before we move on to the next segment?
No. Trying to think of other. I was honestly trying to think of other lyrics to the Bloodhound Gangs. Is it Bad Touch? Is that the song? No. What's the name of the song? Is it Bad Touch?
I brought it up. I should know.
Yeah, you should. I don't know why that was the song.
Yes, it is called Bad Touch.
Yeah. I don't know why must have been in the vicinity of you. So I don't know why you brought it up, but I just want to say, don't switch to the Discovery Channel. I don't think you would. Keep listening to the rest of this show.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you. I think the anime is going on break for a little bit here, so we'll get a reprieve from doing the anime.
But we'll talk about it again in the near future.
Yes, we will. All right. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
This is the Piece Together segment where we take your questions, comments, theories, and answer them. We haven't done much of a show so far, so I don't have any funny things to say, presumably. Let's start with Dispiece. We have, I think I described this as 3 questions so far, at least, and they really run the gamut. We have, so here, Steven, I'll give you a choice. Do you want the long one, the regular one, or the short one?
To read or to listen to?
For me to read first.
Okay. Let's go down. Let's go just right. Let's do the medium one.
Okay. This is from M Stranger, who says, "Hey OPP, longtime listener and Patreon member, never asked a Dispiece question. Simple, very generic, quick question. Will Blackbeard or Emu be the final villain?" A straight shot question. Nothing, no games. Just.
I think it should be Emu.
Yeah, Emu feels like Emu is like the antithesis to pirates. He's like the authoritarian leader. And so like I think Luffy and Blackbeard are at least on the same side as far as just like wanting to be free and do whatever they want and live a life of chaos. And
Luffy and Blackbeard are on the same, like if you do one of those like political affinity charts or whatever, Luffy and Blackbeard are at least on one of the axes together, whereas Emu is just in the opposite corner.
That might be like one of those fights where you fight together and then he just stabs you in the back in the middle. I could see that.
But I've been kind of getting the sense with Rocks now that like maybe Blackbeard's thing is he's going to be very invested in a fate narrative that Luffy isn't, and that's where a contrast could be interesting.
For Blackbeard, you mean?
Yeah. Like he's fulfilling something that either his dad couldn't, or that he's carrying on the will of, or
the differences, or trying to map out like the I guess the sort of foil nature of Blackbeard and Luffy is much messier now, or more interesting now in the last several chapters, just because of the rocks angle. It tells us a lot more about potential motivations and things, even though I don't know that we're still kind of waiting for some shoe to drop as far as like what actually happens in this in the rest of this flashback. So,
but I also like Blackbeard better as a final villain because we've been building to him for so long.
I mean, I see it less as Emu and more of the government and the Marines as a construct that we've been kind of leading to since the beginning.
But if it comes down to like a Luffy versus the final boss of the government,
I mean,
Emu, or the final boss of pirates,
it's hard to say.
It's got to be both.
That it's hard to say that like the entirety of it would be like the true antagonist or whatever, when now that we've seen that there's like such a malignant force that is like exerting pressure continuously on everything else to be the way that it is. Like I don't know, I don't even know if like Akainu it would be as like single-minded and sort of bloodthirsty in his pursuit of justice if he didn't have that sort of threat from the five elders, from who they have Emu breathing down their necks, et cetera. So
I was gonna say the government has like inflicted more direct harm on Luffy than Blackbeard, who has inflicted I am taking Ace, but the person who killed Ace was in front of Luffy's eyes was still Sakazuki.
That's true.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that it was that person at that time. However, Sakazuki has become a desk junkie. And that makes me kind of like
a desk
wonder.
Jockey?
No.
I think Akainu and Sabo are going to be they're going to be the one-on-one fight in the final arc.
Are we going to get those? Like, I feel like Oda's just going to throw out the playbook when he gets to the end, right? Because like he's going to
sure, but I'm sure there's going to be there's going to be a Russian nesting doll of
yes,
arcs within arcs within fights within fights.
Yeah, I figure it'll be like Marineford in that like their one-on-one fight will be like 3 different panels in like 5 chapters or whatever.
Yeah, and then 15 minutes of animation in the anime.
Okay, I think I'm getting more firm back on Blackbeard being the final boss because it's like a whose freedom is stronger.
It's like
it's kind of the
Steve. Did you have something? Sorry,
I would have said that earlier, but I don't know. Just with like the Harley now, and just like with the gum fruit being the Nika fruit now, it kind of feels like, oh, this is what it's building up to, basically, pure good versus pure evil.
Well, no, because I think one of the story's goals now is to unshackle itself from that.
I agree with both of you.
How Ryan Johnson of you.
I do think the order of things. I agree with both of you. I think they have to wipe away the government somehow, like as the main threat, and then Blackbeard is the main threat.
Like what? Like if we're thinking of some sort of Marineford like final battle against Emu, like what? Who's fighting for Emu? Because if I still have to see like Marines,
the Knights,
I guess,
and the Domi Reversi thing,
because there's no way the Marines, because it's so funny watching like the anime right now, where the Marines are just seeing these giant fucking demonic creatures,
and
they're just like, that's my boss.
That's my boss.
It's like,
I think
I have no idea what that's
Am
like
I a baddie?
in 2025.
Yeah, I was, Steven, I was just about to be like, but, kind of just paying attention to anything going on today. It's like, oh, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not that, I would say, like,
far-fetched,
unrealistic.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
it isn't.
far-fetched.
I think one side of the conflict has to be like a convergence of all the like the revolutionaries and the good guy Marines and everybody who has kind of a personal story with the government villains, and then on another side like the four emperors gathering on Laugh Tale to have like a I want to see like the like the cage match spread in Skypiea, but it's like Buggy, Shanks, and Luffy and Blackbeard all like staring each other down from a field somewhere.
That's not going to happen.
But do we still think like Shanks is
Why
like
not?
a final final boss?
I personally
I think
the Shamrock
sort of.
thing.
I think sort of. I think.
Sorry, Sam.
I was surprised when Shanks said we're going to go for the One Piece. At the end of Wano, makes me think that like he does have a genuine intention to be an obstacle to Luffy in some capacity.
Yeah, because if this was all, I really hope it's not just like I planned everything so you could be this great pirate.
Like he'll accept defeat if Luffy defeats him.
Yeah,
but he's
for him to be
I have a reason to fight too. So like, I'm fighting to kill
that
here.
Luffy wants feels
Nothing
kind
personal.
of like, it just feels counterproductive.
I think it also depends on what Luffy's other dream was. Like, didn't we say?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the thing that like kind of struck Shanks to kind of kick off this whole thing, like with the hat and he said the thing Roger said, but we know it's something childish-ish, but we don't really know what it is. I think
I want Blockbuster to come back.
What an idiot. I'm gonna give him this hat and he'll go around the world thinking Blockbuster is going to come back. I do like the long answers only idea of. Sorry, what I was going to say.
He's just falling into a nostalgia hole on Facebook.
He's Steve.
It used to be so much better.
Yeah, I saw this image. It's a real image, by the way. It's a bedroom and like movie posters for movies that came out that year. Every video console ever. Chips on the floor, Go-Gurt, and my favorite movies on, and I don't know.
That's the One Piece. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That would be Oda's dream too.
I want the world to be a room where the Jurassic Park poster is on the wall,
and I'm 9,
and I'm playing Chrono Trigger.
Shit, that might be. It's not so far afield.
I mean, that's where I'm in my brain. I don't know.
I know.
So I think I kind of realize those are kind of bullshit. Like I remember I think Red Letter Media might have called this out, but like in season 1 of Stranger Things, when like one of the main characters has the poster of the Thing in his room, and they're like, no one had a poster of the Thing because it was a bomb. It didn't become like culturally like relevant and beloved till like years and years later.
You would have an Empire Strikes Back or something. Poster.
Star Wars is a little bit different. Yeah.
No, but back then I feel like that's the thing. What was I gonna say? That's original
Luffy's dream is
to take a step back. Is Shanks gonna actually be like an obstacle? Is the question. And what I was trying to say is that
soft yes.
That I think it depends on that. Like, if the whole thing that Luffy has is the ability to persuade and the ability to bring people to his side, and it might seem a little cheesy almost, but I could see that happening with Shanks just like buying into Luffy, because he already kind of
bought into Luffy when he gave him the hat, though. Right?
That's what I mean. But
but then like you think of Marineford when Shanks is like, I don't know, it's like it'd be breaking my promise to see Luffy. It's you got to think it's still shonen. Shanks has to like kind of confront Luffy. It's gonna happen.
Shanks is Goku, and Luffy is what's the kid's name?
Oob.
Yeah, at the very end of Dragon Ball, like that's the relationship that they have. It's like, well, we gotta for the love of the game, we gotta fight.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. It's we're now doing the Oob podcast.
Monkey D. Ooby.
Monkey D.
And if you're not trying to kill me with all your heart, I'm gonna be disappointed in you, young man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see them having a fight, but I think at the end of the day, Shanks is probably just going to buy into Luffy and I think become part of whatever Luffy builds. That's my opinion, at least.
The question is like, what is Shanks's investment in wanting to find the One Piece? Like, what did Roger tell him?
That's also part of it. Like, it's really what's interesting is its character motivations. Yeah, Sam, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, I was just gonna repeat what we've already been saying. No, I think he is prepared to fight seriously, but I think he would be happy for Luffy to beat him, or for something to interrupt whatever conflict would come between them because he gets killed by like Shamrock or something.
Yeah, I feel like that's just as likely is that, he's going to be he needs to get fridged for Luffy to get across the finish line.
And that will piss him off. I'll say that. He has a hair trigger when it comes to anything Shanks related, which I'm sure is on purpose. It's actually been nice to see that coming back, because that is a very early One Piece characteristic that we didn't see for a while.
They kept Shanks in the fucking character profiles, for like 50 volumes when he would never showed up. So, you want that to be a central pillar of like Luffy's characterization.
I'm sure it
matters.
is.
Yeah.
I'm sure Shanks is going to be crucial in some way. I mean, I'm not really taking such a leap of faith here. Like, obviously he's going to be.
Because I remembered like during Marineford, one of like the things that really left an impression on me was like, I spent that whole arc being like, so are Luffy and Whitebeard gonna have to like fight after this at some point for the One Piece? Like they seem like they're friends now. Like, why would they ever fight? And then like the story answers that by killing Whitebeard.
Right.
Yeah, I could see the story killing Shanks, and there's lots of people who would want to do that, I think. But how, when, and why are all good questions.
And then Buggy's gonna avenge Shanks.
I said this, my hot take, a few weeks ago, but come on, Buggy can't do anything cool, or like he has to.
But that's why it would be really impressive if he did.
No, but that ruins the character.
Like a moment where you're like, wow, that was surprisingly kind of noble and cool. And then they can follow it up with a joke to deflate it a little bit.
I still wonder exactly where Buggy's going to play into all this stuff.
He's probably going to get the One Piece and not want it or something. Could see.
No, Luffy would do that, man. Oh, okay.
You take it, Buggy.
Well, he's like, all right, I did it. Here, you can have it.
Yep. Buggy's going to do something cool.
Well, that's what happened in
Crocodile
Impel Down.
And Mihawk are going to do something sincerely on his behalf because they admire something that he does.
Yeah, probably.
Something like that.
I don't want people to admire Buggy, though. I really am enjoying
people still thinking he's...
I mean, they'll still be talking shit on him. They'll be like, you're an idiot and you're a loser and like, all this happened on accident,
and you're an ugly, hate-filled...
We'll let you have this moment because this is a moment. We're feeling it.
Yeah. I'm not anti-Buggy. I just prefer him to be the joke.
Yes.
He can be all things to all
people. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Zach.
Yeah. I don't want him to be in such a serious position unless it is thrust upon him and he really does not want it, which is kind of where he is right now. So I'm not. Well, because
when he gave that speech on the intercom.
That was. Guild, that
was like the moment of like, oh, he found like an ounce of sincerity in his heart. He's found something that he's gonna at least kind of sort of try to fight for.
Yeah, but what's good about that is, he doesn't have, like, he personally can't do anything to get there, which is like kind of that like
But what if he doesn't
Dramatic
need to become like the new strongest dude ever, but he could do one impressive thing.
Yeah, or he could stumble his way onto the top. I don't like. How would you guys feel if Buggy really does, somehow find his way at the top of the world at the end of the series?
Okay, well that's the other path that could. He could continue to be a joke and successfully fail upwards into being Pirate King.
Yeah, that's because that's what it like the pattern is already established. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's as high as you could go without being Pirate King right now, right? I mean,
but it would have to be like the Department of Ironic Punishments sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. He'd have to be like the Sakazuki of the New World, doing paperwork and crap.
He gets to be Pirate King, but then Luffy gets whatever his secret dream is.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it turns out that was the cooler, better dream anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sam. You sound like an older sibling or something, or younger sibling. Okay.
So anyways, Blackbeard is going to be a fun.
That was one question.
So yeah, Blackbeard or Emu, final villain. Steve, do you want the short one or the long one? And I will say the long one comes from Reverse Eye Patch, who is currently typing another one. So keep that in mind.
Let's see how long we can draw it out.
We'll do another long one.
Well, no, that was a short question. It was a long answer.
I thought it was the middle one.
That was the middle one. I'm sorry, you're right. I'll do the long one from Reverse Eye Patch, who says OPP. Oh, by the way, they also mentioned that they discovered that Discord does have a character limit. So let me begin. Reverse Eye Patch said, OPP, it's an off week. Looks like it's time for me to share my thoughts on Blackbeard. Everyone's in Blackbeard this week. Fate and how Luffy is the ultimate embodiment of freedom in rejecting hierarchies and destinies. Here we go. Like he just submitted his other question, which is ridiculous. So Blackbeard seems to be following in Rox's footsteps, and Rox was in some way following Davy D. Jones, and that guy probably had some big old secret plan. But Rox died when Blackbeard was a little baby. I think that when Little Teach was a kid, whether before or after joining Whitebeard, he learned all about the hazy, poorly preserved legend of Rox and Davy and the Harley and all that shit. What with his archaeology hobby. But Blackbeard probably couldn't read poneglyphs and had a huge chip on his shoulder from being an orphan. Interesting take there. He didn't have a Saul, Clover, Don, or anyone else to look after him until he joined his first pirate crew, and he apparently doesn't sleep, so he never got to keep the sad thoughts out of his head. Whether Rox is a shitty dude or this is brutal. Whether Rox is a shitty dude or not, Blackbeard inherited a warped dream about his ultimate heritage and destiny to take out Emu or become the new king of the world or eat the red line or whatever. He leaves, that would be fun. He leaves everything to fate because he thinks everything is about where you come from, and he came from the big secret pirate with big secret plans. A lot of the more toxic side of the fandom agrees with this bloodline crap. They think he is strong because his dad was strong, and Shanks is strong because his dad was strong. This comes from the same eugenicity bullshit. I don't know if that's the adjective version of that. Eugenicsy bullshit that got the whole world government wanting to kill Ace for who his dad was. But that's not what Luffy is about. Luffy was a weak-ass kid, and he only recently learned he had any parents at all. He isn't strong by birth, just like Kobe. Both of them were trained by a guy who just believes in training by punching a battleship a bunch. Not hockey, not devil fruits, not genetics. The future best doctor in the world's biological parents were regular-ass reindeer. You are free no matter where you come from. I have a feeling that list was going to get longer, but he ran out of characters. Yeah. So, I mean, I think I agree with his sentiment. I don't know. I hope that his sentiment about bloodline stuff is correct, but I don't know if it'll actually turn out that way.
Yeah, we're waiting for Blackbeard to have like a model, like the guy he's trying to be like, and learned his sort of worldview from.
Yeah,
and possibly.
Maybe,
yeah, go ahead.
Maybe this is like, you know, this is where we find that out. Like if he's aware of, you know, where
Rox.
he came from and what Rox was doing, or if he thinks he's aware of it.
I can imagine him getting like a journal from like Davy Jones's time and like Yamato and Odin.
Right.
He's been sort of following that.
I still think Rox wants to put his soul or like consciousness into Blackbeard. I'm still a subscriber of that ridiculous theory.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't know his devil fruit power or if he has one. I don't believe the sincerity he has generally. Like, the one thing we know about Blackbeard is he's really good at making plans.
I
don't know.
He kind of wings it sometimes, though. Like, he definitely has some good plans, but then like he doesn't.
They're ridiculous.
I feel like
then he gets like cut up and shot sometimes.
True.
I think there's something respectable about his commitment to chaos.
It's an ethos,
right? Like,
yeah.
There's something honest about it.
I could see Blackbeard just not having anyone to look up to, also, and that being an interesting character study. Which is, I think,
would make him
kind of what they're talking
unique
about.
Among One Piece characters.
He's also such an interesting character because he does have this very, what do you call it? He does care about dreams, and he does care about like,
yes.
He does care about like vision of like that a person has, but he is also very like, I'm gonna do what I have to do to get what I need done, even if, and particularly if it throws my enemies out of the way.
He is a romantic. He is
yes.
romance dawning.
It is
yes.
the intersection of romanticism and pragmatism that he practices.
Yeah, and he is very much, and you reflect this in your writing, Stephen. He's very much a pirate's pirate, like that. He is.
Yeah.
Now that he has the beard, particularly, like he really embodies that spirit of both freedom and brutality that pirates are known for. And historically. So, like, that makes him a very interesting villain. I think that's what has made him very unnerving, is because you just don't know what he's going to do or what he has planned or not planned.
Right.
But, like, I'm hoping this flashback doesn't destroy that image too much. Or that genetics don't play such a huge role. I have to look up more about the historic Blackbeard because I don't know a lot about him. And I wonder how much of that mythos is going into the actual character.
Yeah.
It was Edward D. Teach, right? Not D. Edward Teach.
Just
Edward Teach, yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Or I think it was like, it's either Edward Teach or Edward Thatch, right? I think that's like another version of his name.
Is that where Thatch came from?
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite dead pirate.
What if Thatch was the real son of Rox?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why Blackbeard killed him. The devil fruit was a cover up.
It's like Monster.
It is like Monster. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
It is not.
Doesn't that happen in the first chapter, right? Anyway, we have two much more obscene questions. First comes from Roger and Ray, our couple goals / Slay, who says, where do babies come from? That's the whole question. They paid for me to say that, so specifically.
Yeah. Wait, so the person's name is Roger and Rayleigh, our couple goals?
Yes, and then asks separately.
And the question is, where do babies come from?
Yes. Sam? Can you take that one?
I feel like they're not going to like the answer to the question.
Well, when a Roger and a Rayleigh love each other very much.
There it is.
They decide to circumvent the entire world, not once,
eggs.
but twice.
They come from eggs from the back of a ship.
Yes.
Ooh, that's the right answer. Yeah. Good
and then
choice.
you decide, and then you perform the blood sacrifice because the mother has to die before the baby can grow.
Whoa, where's the mother coming from?
Chicken and the egg.
Well, you need you need an egg. You need a surrogate.
I thought Rayleigh was going to be the mother.
I mean, Mother Lee. Yeah, like it's the mother, but like you need like a surrogate. And Rose is like, I'll do it, but like they're like, oh, it's only a 9-month gig, and they're like, yeah, about that. It's like you kind of have to. We might need you to stick around a little bit.
You do time and a half.
Yeah. It's it's too hot. We gotta make sure that they're not looking into you. So you gotta hang tight. You gotta sit on this big egg.
I spaced out for a good minute or two. I have no idea what the fuck is happening.
You gotta sit on this giant egg, and you gotta make sure when it cracks open, you gotta be the first thing this baby sees, or else it will not think of you as its mother, and then the story.
If anybody else touches the baby, you can't take it back.
Why did I let you talk this long about this? But this gets serious. Reverse eye patch. And Delaney, feel free to cut this. So this gives you an idea.
Now she has to keep it.
No, she doesn't. Are any of the Straw Hats circumcised? Like, obviously, Brook lost all of his skin when he died, but did he lose any at an earlier date? Like, say some Moyle did a super fast run past baby Brook, and then 3 seconds later, bam!
No, this is a zero circumcision world, I think.
Thank you, Sam.
That thought had not entered the cabinet yet.
Okay, let's ask Oda. How many times a week do the guys wash?
Wow, I officially hate,
say how many times a week
episode.
do the guys get circumcised?
That's what I thought you were going to say, too.
Is Jinbei's like shark teeth where it just always grows back?
Yeah. Well, he's got 2, right?
Do sharks have 2?
That's right. Yes,
I
think that was an SBS. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think that was an SBS.
It was about Arlong or about Hody, and they said, like, does that mean he has 2? And Oda was like, oh, I guess he does.
I'm just imagining that Little Mermaid comic 2 foreskins.
And there's an image.
Yeah.
Do not draw that, Steve.
Imagine. Yeah.
Oh, we already drew that.
Well, we got to consult the SBS questions, like how often do these guys wash?
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this.
I'm
uncomfortable.
I'm not going to get any more graphic than that.
Maybe
this is already pretty graphic.
I don't know.
Something Silent Hill wiki.
I was gonna say if Zoro that's what inspired him to become a swordsman.
Yeah, what swordsman can't
a moment
say
that he would obviously not remember.
Wow, that Moyle was really good. I'm gonna be, or maybe he just went to a
3
bris.
knives. Yeah.
And that's what happened.
When did circumcision become popularized? I'm curious.
In the One Piece world?
Yeah. Where's that on the fan wiki? Where's that on the timeline?
Yeah. I think it is a more modern. I think it is.
And this year, rocks and herald meant, and then 5 years later, circumcision was popularized.
Not discussing this any further.
It's an off week.
It is an off week. That time to get your circumcision questions in.
It's weird that it caught on when you think about it.
Circumcision?
Yeah,
I think it's weird.
Like even for non-religious reasons, people do it.
Yeah,
it's scary.
Well, it's scary, but you don't. It's when you're okay.
You're a baby.
Yeah, you're a baby. Don't remember.
But it also does nothing.
Okay.
Like there's no medical benefit to it.
It's so weird that we do it. Did we just
not really?
Sounds like there is. Okay.
Oh yeah, one more place you gotta wash.
Hank, don't brag to your brother about your circumcision.
Okay, Stephen, please help us. Take us anywhere, even if it's on
that's
Reddit.
right. Yes, we do have one old question. We had a leftover. It's still good. It's not past the expiration date. From last week from Brad Wonder over on the subreddit at reddit.com/r/One Piece podcast. Hi, OPP. We almost got an interaction with Dragon and Garp in this chapter. I've been waiting anxiously. Do you think we'll finally get them interacting in this flashback, in the final war, or tragically, never at all? I like this question because it's always about like, well, when is Luffy gonna interact with Dragon, or when is Luffy gonna interact with Garp again? But no one ever asks about these two.
Dragon and Garp, it was?
Yes.
I was surprised this happened at all.
He's gonna bump Dragon on the head for something trivial.
To be honest, like I'll be perfectly honest, because Dragon's, if you're used to seeing Dragon in the Revolutionaries, like the way that he's drawn in this flashback is a little odd. Like he looks a little weird. And the first time, because when I work on this, the manga, it's so dense that like, each page takes a long time. And, I got to take little breaks here and there. And sometimes, like your mind just isn't quite in the swing of things. And I remember like there's the one part where they almost interact, where like Dragon sees Garp show up and then he's like, Dad. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? Why is this rando guy saying dad, like just out of nowhere, like he's Bobby Hill or something? And just like, what is it? And I was, oh my God, that's Dragon. Oh, okay. That makes much more sense. So yeah, it was an odd scene to me, but I liked it.
I genuinely kind of sometimes still wonder if they're blood related. I guess they have to be at this point because it doesn't really make sense if they're not. But they've always just looked nothing alike and acted nothing alike from the little we've seen of Dragon. Like Garp is like a carbon copy of Luffy, but
the genetics pool is a wild card, and sometimes it skips a generation.
It does. You're right. You're right, and I do know that from having children and nieces
recessive
and
genes.
That's actually not a thing. Liquid. No,
I mean, it is. It just doesn't work.
They gave me all the bad genes. I have a big, ugly nose.
Are you talking about Dragon?
The blonde hair that he dyes.
No, he has a penis face.
No, they both have blonde, because Snake also is blonde.
Apparently, Solid Snake is blonde too, but Liquid, like, I don't know, he grew up in like the Middle East, so it's just all that sun. That's why he's got a different skin color and blonde hair.
It's okay, Zach. It's like wrestling. Just
I'm gone.
Just not.
I'm just in a different. I'm still thinking about that other question.
I don't know. No, I actually think I think Dragon being Garp's son is one of the more relatable things, because in maybe it's just in general, but in a fandom where someone has the same hair color and everyone's immediately like, it's the daughter.
You're right.
Joey Bonnie is Big Mom's daughter. It's like, why?
Why do they have the same lipstick then, Steve?
They don't have the same lipstick. We had a whole argument about that a few weeks ago. They actually don't. Or I think actually they may have once and it was a mistake or something like that, but they usually don't. But also lipstick doesn't mean anything about genetics, Sam. No, I agree with Steve, actually. You've convinced me. That's a good reason. Like, why should they look exactly alike? They're different people. Like, Steve, do you look identical to your dad?
No. Similar aesthetics, but...
Like, I'm trying to remember the last time I saw your dad, but I don't think he looked like a carbon copy of you. Your brother...
I'm starting to sound more like him.
You get that thing in your head where you think you're saying, like, something and it sounds like your parents' voice coming out. I hate that. Happens all the time. Sorry, Mom and Dad, who I know are listening to this episode of the One Piece podcast. I'm laughing because they're not. What else? Yeah, no, I think that's true though. Like, I think siblings are more likely to look closer to each other than parent and kid, personally. And I'm not just using Steve's family as an example. I'm using mine as well. Yeah.
As far as the actual question, do you think they will? Yes, Dragon and Garp, will they interact in the flashback or in the final war, et cetera, et cetera? I would like to see that happen in this flashback, just because we know that this is more or less like the tipping point that turns Dragon into, the freedom fighter, and then later, Revolutionary Army leader. And I would like to see, even if it isn't necessarily on God Valley, there might be like, when Oda does his like little montage of like catch up over the years before we leave the flashback, I could see him having some like, oh, Dragon, what do you think you're doing? This isn't the way I raised you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
like once
panel.
He's already left. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think Oda necessarily needs a lot of, real estate to show something meaningful and poignant between them.
I think already this flashback is certainly like undoubtedly going to show where the schism forms, because he obviously joined the Marines per Garp's like recommendation. Like he grew up probably indoctrinated in it, and then he sees the shit going on and he's like, what? No.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He already looks like uncomfortable in his own skin from off the bat.
Yes. I was thinking about this too, and I don't know if I'm, reading into things, but I was trying to think about like, how would you answer the question of why is Garp still in the Marines when Dragon is not, and like what is the difference between them? And like I guess my headcanon version of that is that I feel that like, because we know that Garp has a good streak in him. Like, we trust Garp to do things for the right reasons, generally speaking. And I feel like it's his model that Dragon is following. It's basically like Dragon is like, I learned it from watching you, Dad, sort of a thing, where like he whatever kind of latent streak of actual justice that Garp follows is so deeply ingrained in Dragon that by witnessing the worst that the world has to offer in God Valley, like Dragon is like, no, I can't be a part of this, and like has no choice.
Taught me. Yeah.
Right. He has no choice but to do it. But Garp is he's too dedicated to like what he started, I guess. Like it's almost like like Bellamy. Well, yeah, it's like, he's too far down the road of like, well, this is the battle that I chose for myself, in terms of like, I'm going to do what I can from my position that I have. And
I think he, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
I think he genuinely thinks, and like kind of almost like Magellan, like, I am doing the right thing. I'm fighting the bad guys, the pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be fair, for the most part, in this world, the celestial dragons are, of course, the most evil of evil, but there are plenty of like normie pirates out there being just wreaking havoc, and there's a lot of that.
The Luffys of the world are kind of weird among pirates.
Right.
Yeah.
So like he even in a system that's like really corrupt and totalitarian, if someone is just doing crimes for the sake of doing crimes, like not against the government, but against other citizens and people to wreak havoc, I could understand the mentality that he would have in this situation, being like, wrong as it may be, to be like, okay, I'm going to still stick up for the little guy in this system and try and, we see this as like an archetype in real life and in fiction a lot. Like, I'm going to stand up for the little guy despite the corruption and the awful stuff in it, so that I could help protect the people I care about. Like, the moment that really defines Garp for me as just being like one of the most interesting characters of the series is those like 2 panels in Marineford where he decides not to punch Luffy back. Like when he's like coming off of the thing, that is just, I think just shows who he is.
I think it's a big part of what Steven was saying. Like he's indoctrinated into the idea of Marines and being, an authority figure, and that it should be the Marines. The Marines should be the good guys fighting the bad guys.
I think Magellan...
but there are moments where like he must concede that part of like why he does what he does is because he is an old man who's been living his life the way he has for such a long time. Mm-hmm. And that like there's going to be moments where the right thing is going to necessitate people doing things that he grew up finding kind of like obscene or offensive, or
that mirrors
which is why he holds back when Luffy punches him, or that's why he despite how kind of big and tough he is on his own men, like he sees like the a soft young man like Kobe as like the future that the Marines should place their hopes on, or
it's like a tragic hero sort of,
and I don't know what Oda has planned for him, because obviously he's kind of stuck in a bad situation in the present day, so
and also in the past.
Right. So this is all just like theoretical, but you could definitely see like a version of Garp's story where like he has to be like the final test for Kobe, for example, of like, well, if you want to reform, like if you want your way to be the right way, like you have to defeat me or something, like in other words,
the Shanks thing we mentioned before.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like show that you have what it takes to, to change the system by beating me. And then, he sends him off with a smile, basically. That sort of thing. Like there's definitely, a story.
He'll fight for the thing he's chosen to fight for, but he'll accept if somebody who he loves defeats him.
Mm. Yeah.
But he'll be a hard ass the whole way to the
grave.
Yeah. Yes. A smiling hard ass.
Yeah, I think what's not a father or a grandfather's dream is to get defeated by their own son.
Yeah.
Unless you're like an egomaniac.
Well, to be surpassed by, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It depends how Greek you want to get with it.
Yeah. Alex isn't even here to defend himself.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually think we did get some emails, speaking of, and I think one of them was in Greek, which is how this reminded me of it. So yeah, we did. The name is Psyche. It's written in, I believe this is Greek, so I mispronounced. Apologize. Hey OPP, long time no pod. Been keeping up with the manga and anime, but I have no earthly idea where I fell off of your episode releases. Such is the life of an ephemeral butterfly, but it still stuns me to look back on my vanishing acts in despair. After catching Love Shack, 2Ks, and a few other recent ones, I just picked a point in Wano I was curious to hear. Episode 575, Queen's Queso. And have just, that brings back memories, and just started listening forward from there. If you have any recommendations from my own personal quote unquote void century of podcast episodes that I ought to catch, the last piece together I submitted to was 513. I have to look what that is. Back in April 2018. That sounds like the end of Whole Cake, if I had to guess. Fire away. Mm-hmm. We could start with that, and there's another part of that question I could get to after.
There's only 300 podcast episodes between that. I don't know. I don't get too self-indulgent. It's like, this was a really good podcast. You got to listen to this episode.
I'll do that.
I don't remember anymore. I can't remember anything anymore. Like I said, I can't remember recordings from like
last week.
Wow.
No.
I'm looking at episode 513. Yeah, that's the start of a new era. Our very first Maddie cover.
Oh yeah, that was our first. So it's really anything where we've had our own cover. That's a lot. Well, here, what about this? Steve, can you recall your favorite episode either to record or draw an image for for like each of the arcs, but there's only been 3 that we've done. That's fair. That's fair.
I just said no before.
That's true. Obviously the Oden, the Foden, Kazuki Foden, is if you really want to waste your time.
God, yeah, you want to listen to a 40-minute.
I'm picking the worst ones to listen to.
40-minute prediction that led to nothing.
I'm like trying to think of the most standout. Okay. So in a non-tooting our own horn sort of way, Battle of the Base is a good one. That's the one with with King, Queen, and Jack's voice actors.
Those guys.
That's a very good one that I highly recommend. I'm like trying listen to every SGS. I'll say that I'm not on those, so they're great.
I'm going. The vibes I'm going off of are just on images.
Yeah, that's always what that's how I.
Because I can't remember.
Sometimes it triggers the memories back. Like like the Most Dangerous Dude one with I love. That's still one of my favorite you've drawn of Emmett. That's a great one.
It's hard because you just remember the joke that caused the cover, but I have no idea. Like the rest of the episode could be really crappy, but
there could be some episode where we ask Jammer to name like every character on the page. And...
Oh, that's fun.
That's good stuff.
Don't. I think the Kuma flashback overall, I was happy with our podcast discussions on. I think they ranged the gamut. I don't know how they age today. I don't know.
Well, because that was interesting too, because I remember that it didn't start off, but we had there's a legitimate dialogue in there about the role, essentially fridging Ginny, turning her into a symbol for Kuma's pain, basically, and how much that gets used, and essentially the reveal of what Bonnie's power is, and there were some legitimate criticisms that were voiced on the show about that, and yet also it's such an amazingly profound and an emotional story as well that I think we had a lot to say about it.
Yeah, I really am looking forward to revisiting that in like a read through. Because I'm curious how I would. 2023 we had some really good ones. We also had 782 was our interviews with Kofi Fiagome and Vincent Chansard, who is the One Piece anime
the
person.
star.
Yeah, I've been seeing his name and rightfully so. He does great work. We had Jeremy.
I would
Potter.
Say that's
go ahead.
The stretch when Wano was winding up. I think,
in the anime or the manga?
No, the manga.
Yeah. Oh, you could rhyme orange with Henry Thurlow is one of my favorite of the Henry Thurlow editions. I agree with Steve. I think I just remember that streak of the having a lot of Gear 5 images too. But I think that was a really good period. Big Wheel Down at the Clown Factory, 732. Friendship Ended with Buggy, 735. These are all good ones. Like that.
Maybe the pandemic era is just really good because we had nothing to do except podcasts. So
this was 22.
So much energy back then.
Yeah, this was pre me having kids. So nothing has changed in my life since 2018. I only got married and had children.
Yeah, you want to get in before that Bob's Burgers image there. That's when
what?
After that,
I do remember that. I just don't remember what episode that was. The Flintstones, My Pebbles. That one was great for chapter 1000. Oops, I dropped my big boy sword.
I was looking at this. What was? How did we come up with Walt Disney's Enchanted Tashigi Room?
I think that's an SBS.
Yeah, that's definitely an SBS.
I mean, that's a volume episode.
Okay.
Odin Wan Kenobi is also a great image from you, Steve. That's you, right, Steve? That was
is that the Force Ghosts?
Yeah, one? I don't remember the context of that at all.
I think that was probably afterwards when it's just that might be the Odin's Ghost.
No, that was
episode.
that was the Kazuki Foden is the other one, which was like right after that. The OPP Spank Down, Fear is Nami, and like those images, but those episodes were good too, from what I recall. There's a lot of good. Wano had a lot of good podcasting, which makes me think that Wano was probably a pretty good arc at the end of the day, because that's the only.
We had a lot of fun.
We did have a lot of fun. I'm just looking back
I
with
just
the cigarettes.
I just don't ever want to draw Kaido again.
No, and
sick of that dude.
Except that I'm gonna now. You have to draw Kaido for this.
I don't know. It's gonna be the shittiest drawing.
Oh, I would also the Odin flashback ones.
I'm tired of his scales and his stupid tattoos and.
I think the flashback
mustache that I always forget to draw.
The flashback episodes are usually also pretty good. I was just looking at them, and I think there's the Eiichiro Oda's reflections of the loss of cultural identity and the rise of fascism in Wano country, and that whole period. That's just before the pandemic. Anyway, that's enough talking about ourselves. Oh, there was more to this question. Unrelated inquiry. That, for all I know, has been long thought of, but in the blur of my day-to-day and catching up, reacting to Alabasta, I suddenly thought it'd be really cool if Pell awakened his devil fruit when he survived Crocodile's bomb, which would make a proper re-entry into the story significantly more spectacular. At some point after we get Vivi back in here post-flashback, I know, pulling way too many cards before that Loki-sized horse, but still. Glad the show's still going. I'm looking forward to this new little archaeology project with you as I retrace all the missing years of contact. Viva la Dragons Revolucion. P.S. I may have to buy a bunch of your Jimbei t-shirts. It's not koala merch. Oh, was that the uncle one that David made? I think that's what they're referring to. Oh yeah, we have shirts in public. I forget about that all the time.
Keep dropping. Like flies.
They do. I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
Because TeePublic, like, instead of TeePublic kind of doing the, would you like to combat it? TeePublic's like, oops.
We'll figure something out at some point. I don't know. If people really still want those. So what was this?
That was a very nice comment.
It was.
Yeah, that's interesting. What if Pell survived because he awakened his powers? Have you ever thought about being a One Piece YouTuber?
Hey, we don't need more competition here, and that's some pretty strong competition there.
Yeah.
That is a very
that's a very fan theory.
I guess the better way to put that is, how would you feel if that was the explanation?
Yeah.
Is it better to have no explanation? I guess is the question.
Yeah, I think so.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, I just accept it as part of the way that the series works.
All right. I think with that out of the way, now that Pell is most certainly still alive, let's round off and do a little bit of trivia that I hope Steve likes. This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 887 for October 6th. Thank you all for joining us on a very interesting off week that we didn't expect. But here we are. Next week, I believe... Oh, also thank you to Joey Weiser, who created this. That's the reason why this happened, I assume. He delivered the fish burgers to Oda. And there we go. Yeah, Joey.
I call them Merman burgers. Merman hams.
Merman hams. I'm trying to remember where in Georgia he is. Anyway, I think we'll have Emily Fajardo on next week's episode, which is for chapter 1162, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot more fun stuff coming up ahead that has not been solidified in any way, shape, or form, so I can't really talk about it. But before we go and do a little bit of trivia, Steve, where could people find you?
SteveYurko.com, social media. All of them suck now.
I don't even know what I saw something was going on with Blue Sky, but I don't know what it is. But you could explain to me later. You don't have to tell me now.
The CEOs are bad.
Wow.
But I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Instagram. Steve Yurko is the username. Listen to me on Prosody Plays Games on YouTube. Listen to 4Kids Flashback through Maji Media. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, please listen to 4Kids Flashback if you haven't. Steven, where can people find you?
I'm over on Blue Sky at stephenpaul.bsky.social, and I'm still working. Fish burgers or not, I'm working on Akane Banashi and Kurumizawa's Folly. You could check those out as well on the Shonen Jump app, and yeah, that's been fun.
Sam?
You can find me on Blue Sky at lcsam.bsky.social.
You can find me, ZachLogan.com on Blue Sky. You can find us at One Piece Podcast anywhere you get your social media or podcasts. On most of the platforms. Twitter, we don't really post anything significant for many important reasons. Instagram and Facebook were there for all the people who are in those demographics. And you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the rest. I did say I was going to do the voicemails this week, and then I completely forgot about it, so we're not doing that this week. We'll do it next time. But before we go, I want to do a little trivia. Steve owned this trivia last time we did it, and that was color spread trivia.
I owned it.
What is this, 1998?
No, you said owned.
Well, is that a thing people say? Is that not a people thing say? So Steven, you help translate the compendiums that are legitimate weights on my shoulder right now.
Yes, I see them.
Which of the three would you like to delve into today?
Oof.
I don't remember what's in these, even though it says on the side.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide, though.
I don't know. Let's do the middle one, I guess.
Okay, so that is Water 7 through the Paramount War. Nothing interesting happened then. Not at all. Okay. So Steve is going to play against Sam and Steven. I feel like that's fair. First team to 3 wins. It doesn't have to be that long. I'm going to pick a color spread. I'll describe what Luffy is wearing in it, and then ask you what this color spread is. I think that's how we played this game last time. So let's see.
This is gonna be great.
This will always be good. It's gonna be good because I'm gonna have to describe something very poorly. Everyone remembers color spreads, though. People remember these. Okay. This is a hard one to start with. But I'll give it Steve and Sam, you could take first dibs at this. So Luffy is riding atop something in a black shirt and jeans with a black shirt with 2 white stripes going down the center, with jeans that have Jolly Rogers on each of the knees, and a weird monkey keychain that I've never noticed. Can you either of you describe the color spread? He is riding on something. Can you describe the setting of this? Anything else about this color spread?
Can I ask that?
Yes, it is an animal. He is riding an animal in a color spread. This is a legitimate hard one. I randomly did that. I didn't really recall even that much, but Steve might.
And these are Paramount War at the latest.
Yeah.
I will give the hint that this is, I think, Thriller Bark-ish era. It's 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not an era. I'm going to be as familiar with.
And if neither of you could get it, I'll describe another character.
Yeah,
he's riding something and he's wearing jeans with straw hat, Jolly Rogers on the knees.
He is holding on to the creature.
Are they like long
reins.
jeans? They're not like his shorts?
Yep, no, long jeans. Long jeans. Belt.
What the fuck?
Not a sash?
And he is smiling straight into camera.
When can I steal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, if Steven, it's up to Steven and Sam if they want to give up the...
I have no idea.
Yeah. Steve, can you describe anything else going on in here?
You said he's riding something?
He is riding atop a creature, yes.
Okay, is this a Thriller Bark era color spread? And it's Vikings because Frankie's in the back. He's kind of shirtless, wearing like a helmet.
No. Although that does also describe that, but he was not wearing he has his hat's not on. He has a backpack with a monkey keychain.
I forgot about the monkey.
Yeah,
it's not like the like safari looking one with like Robin in the foreground.
No, that's a good one. That's one of my favorites. This is a very forgettable one. Apparently, it's a nice one. I think it's a gorgeous one. But okay. I will tell you. I'll give you some more hints. And if you guys don't get it, this is one that I would never get in a million years, if that makes you feel better. Frankie and Chopper are also riding on a similar creature. They're both on the same one. And
are they riding like the like sea serpents or whatever?
You're getting closer. Rainbow. Yeah. If no one gets it, I will show and describe. It is the whale one.
That's a
riding
one.
Atop the rays. It's a good one that he's done better underwater ones since, I think, right? Like
that's
maybe
one of
that's
my favorites, I think.
It's a good one.
If we're talking,
it's one of your favorites. Just could
well, I definitely have not looked at it in a long time. Without that, just like the one glance really brought it forward.
Okay.
Can you at least like did you give the number so that people can like look it up?
Oh yeah. Does it must say. Does it
like
not say
Luffy's
the
riding
chapter?
like a big manta ray?
Yeah, it's the one he's riding a manta ray.
I don't think it says the chapter
it says at
number,
the end, right?
But it will say the issue that it came from.
I'm pretty sure it's in volume. What is that? 47? Is that the one with like the Monster Luffy one? That volume. I know this is not helping, but yeah, it's them riding on manta rays. It is a very good one. I'm trying to see if I could find where that actually, but I'll look after. Okay, randomly choosing. Okay. Once again, I'm gonna give it to Sam and Steven first, and then Steve, you could steal if they're not able to get it.
Okay.
Luffy is stuffing his face. Unusual, I know. This time with like a seafood like smorgasbord. It doesn't look like Oden. It's like way more than that. Like he has at least a lobster claw hanging out of his mouth. I'm describing what he's eating because you could barely see what he's wearing.
Lobster for dinner.
They're steamed.
I'm gonna be really bad at this.
There are octopus tentacles coming out of the pot. I'm getting hungry, if you can't tell. Yeah, so Luffy it looks like it must be spicy because he has a little bit of snot coming from his nose. He's wearing...
Is this a color spread or is this one of his illustrations on the cover of Jump?
No, this is a color spread.
Because the way you're describing it sounds like...
Well, I'm only describing Luffy.
Yes.
That might be the reason.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's enjoying it with some chopsticks. Eyes closed, wearing like a pink t-shirt, it looks like. And he is riding upon the same thing as everyone of all the other Straw Hats.
This does not sound at all familiar.
This is during, by the way, Impel Down.
Oh, is this like the Impel Down breakout group?
Nope.
Nope.
I said he's in the same
Where they're like in like samurai
thing.
armor or whatever.
He's in the same thing. He's in the... I don't
That's
want
like
to
the
say
only one
more.
I think of when I think of Impel Down.
He's with the other Straw Hats, though. So, it's not that one. Steve, do you want to steal?
You're muted.
Is it the boxing one? No, Luffy and Frankie are boxing in that one, right?
Yeah, and he's not eating while he's boxing.
I was thinking maybe for some reason I was thinking maybe somebody was boxing in the foreground and Luffy's like eating in the background or something.
I will say everyone is eating the same seafood smorgasbord.
Everybody's eating together.
Steve, I don't know if you have. I could give more hints if you all.
No, I don't know what this could be.
Oh, Steve, you're still muted.
You're still muted, Steve.
Yeah, this isn't enough for me.
The subtitle under One Piece in the color spread is "Come on, Kaizoku Nabe."
Now that sounds familiar, but I can't summon the image to my
with mind. A boiling pot as the O. Okay. My biggest hint will be Steve is going to kick himself for not getting this.
What's Luffy eating again?
That's not going to help you really as much as you think. That hint is the lobster. It looks like crab, other seafood, maybe leeks in there. I don't know. Or what are they called? Like not Asian broccoli. There's the whatever. It's not important. I don't know. There's also
you're right.
They're eating with birds, but they're all in this flying animal.
It sounds like you're
Steve.
Like a child describing something for their parent.
Yeah.
They're eating stuff in an animal and
I have to do this on a daily basis. So. Yes, so there are birds in the sky with rainbows eating seafood for some reason. And all the Straw Hats are in this flying animal that does not normally fly. Yeah, they're inside of the animal.
Wait, you said a rainbow?
There's rainbows. There's rainbows.
Damn it.
What are you don't like rainbows? Huh?
Inside of a flying animal that normally doesn't fly.
Steve, what animal could I be talking about? That's all I'm asking at this point.
I'm saying, is it the one where like they're in an elephant and they're like drinking tea and stuff? But I thought that was a nighttime one.
Oh.
It is the one where they are in a flying elephant. They are not drinking tea. They are eating seafood. I'll give it to Steve.
I thought you said they were inside a bird. I guess
no, I didn't. You completely.
No,
I was like, oh, it's gotta be like a penguin or an ostrich.
It's funny when you're describing a color spread out of context, you sound like an insane person.
Yeah, and Nami's like leaning over, like, "You want some, Mr. Elephant?"
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, "No, thank you. I'm on the job, ma'am."
It's Flying Party Elephant 18 is what I will dub the name of this. Okay, that one is not a real color spread. So, here's one that hopefully. Okay. I think Steve will get this one probably, but we'll see. Luffy reclines back in a black and white the cutoff shirt next to a pineapple and a lei around his neck.
Is this one for me or for?
This is for them. They get first dibs, and then Steve could come in and steal it. That's because I know Steve will probably know them.
It's the one with all the fruit?
Steven, do you know?
No.
Okay, Steve, you want to give it a shot?
Luffy is like doing this, and his head is tilted back, and you don't see his eyes, and he's got a big smile on his face.
Yes. You were perfectly
They're in the sky because they're all sitting on clouds.
Yes. You're basically there. I mean, I would give it to you from that.
I know. I don't know what else to describe it.
No, yeah. You're absolutely right. Sky Pine is the name of the restaurant. Steve, Sanji. Wow, I mixed you up with Sanji. Sanji is working at cutting up pineapples for seagulls. It's a good one. I really this is a favorite.
That's like a Water 7 era one?
Yeah, this is it looks like. Oh yeah, it's during volume 41. So that is the end of Enies Lobby, that era. Okay. So Steve,
point of it.
One more and you're winning.
Close game. Anyone's game.
Yeah.
This is too easy.
Neck and neck.
Yeah.
Once again, neck and neck. Okay. This is a favorite of mine, actually. This is, I'll center you all. This is volume, what volume is this? Volume 40? Yeah, I think it's volume 40. So beginning of Enies Lobby. Luffy sits atop a different creature, holding his hat, preventing it from flying away, with a vest, also flapping in the wind. My color blindness, not good for the telling you what colors the vest is, but black is one of the colors, and green might be another one. So with that in mind, what's happening?
I feel like I'm just listening to like AI keyword prompts.
I don't. That I take great offense.
Luffy in vest could be black.
Is it like the biking one
big
from
boobs.
Enies Lobby or from like Brand New World?
No, it's not the biking one. Steven, did you have a guess?
I have no idea. Clearly, this is not my forte.
No, that's why I'm not giving you guys first dibs on these.
Can I hear more of that description again? Maybe a little bit more.
Luffy sits atop a creature, his hat, holding his hat to prevent it from flying away. His vest also flaps in the breeze, made of several colors. One of them black.
He's on a creature, they're moving fast, so his hat and vest are flapping.
A creature.
That could still be. That could still be any.
Okay, the subtitle.
But you said creature. You didn't say animal, which is
a creature is just a broader word for animal. It's an animal. I'll give you all that. The subtitle: The winner takes it all. Don't know if that helps.
Mamma Mia.
Are they like racing on like sharks or something?
They are not racing, actually, which makes this even more confusing.
It's still a.
Or maybe they are racing. I don't.
Is it the one where they're like all? No, I think they're on a ship in that one.
Everyone's on. Well, okay. I'll add to this. Nami, Robin, Chopper, and Sanji sit on a mechanical version. This is pre-Frankie, by the way. A mechanical version of the same type of creature. Zoro sits atop a string connecting two of the creatures, and Usopp and Luffy are on the same one. So there's where the crew is.
Are these water creatures?
No, these are not water creatures. I can't give any more hints on that. Pre-Frankie,
pre-Frankie.
In volume 40, I think I said.
They're on mechanical versions.
Nami, Robin, Chopper, and Sanji are on a mechanical version of the creature. Like, it looks like the rest of them. But this is... I should have just had AI do this. This is... No, I would have had to burn down a rainforest to do that, so I don't think that was...
I'm not sure on this one.
Okay. The winner takes it all is the one of them flying on the hawks and other... And it's a good one. And other flying creatures. I really like that one. I thought you would get that one, actually, because I thought I described it. Okay. We'll do one more. Okay.
Are you sure? You don't want to do a bunch of these?
No, you're not having fun? There's an open road is the title of this one. Luffy sits atop a different creature with a spear.
So many creatures.
Because it's a color spread.
Wow.
They're all an animal.
Like this is.
I like how, you won't say animal, you'll say creature. Though.
We're in the creature feature.
Well, I mean, you gotta leave it open to possibilities as like not a conventional animal, right?
Okay, he sits atop a conventional animal.
Okay.
But,
Now we're cooking.
But not an animal you would
like
normally ride.
Come on.
Luffy is sporting a fun tattoo. That's just geometric patterns. It looks like on his right upper arm. He is holding I think that is a giant eggplant on his shoulder. He has torn jeans, but they are long jeans. No shirt, but some sort of gigantic kerchief or his shirt tied around his neck.
I think you're making this one up.
Yeah, I did too. Because I think it's fun because how the fuck do you describe these? You sound insane.
How did we come across
basketball one?
And the straw hat. Oh, he has one foot in what are you, like a stirrup? Like you would have on a horse. This is not a horse. Again, not a creature you would ever ride or could ever ride in real life, unless you're very tiny. Yeah. I will give the additional hint. Zoro is riding a baby version of these animals and is not happy about it. This color spread is underrated immediately. It's funny. Yeah, it's small.
I like that just at random we came across two spreads with Luffy wearing like full-length jeans. Like you could tell at this time Oda was just like, shit, I really need to invent Trafalgar Law. Like I need someone to wear jeans.
You're right. You're right. I just need those jeans. Everyone's outfits here are fantastic though. Luffy's is bizarre, but
Zoro's writing a little baby version of something.
I'll just leave this open if any of you are able to get this.
Can we
give it up on the concept at this point?
Can we get like a second character's outfit?
Okay, this is in volume 34. It's 30. Sorry. The one that we voted the best cover was at 37.
Mm-hmm. No, 37.
Yeah.
So it's in that volume. There's an open road as the title. I don't know why the O in One Piece is in orange. I don't know why. Maybe there's a Japanese joke there. Like a pun that I don't get. Okay, I will give a hint. They're creatures of the avian persuasion.
Flying creatures.
Does anyone else watch Peacemaker, or is it just me?
I think it's just you.
You'll learn about though. If you ever check it out. Bird blindness. Yeah, you're lucky you're not. None of us have bird blindness here. You'd be very insensitive to.
I'm on a big bird kick at the moment. Me and Casey, I guess. Any
are they riding
thoughts?
Chickens?
Avian.
Yes, they are riding chickens or roosters. Probably.
Oh,
roosters.
This is the one. They're looking back towards. Sorry, am I cutting off Sam?
Well, Sam kind of got it.
You got like a very stylized sun. Luffy and Zoro are on them, but they're kind of like turning back, and the rest of the crew are like farther back.
Yes.
I said chickens, but I don't recognize. Wow, that one is not fresh in my memory.
No, that's a tough one, but it's funny because Zoro is hilarious in that one, riding a little chick and not happy about it. I just really like Zoro there. Like, why did you give me this one? I'm cool.
And there's a big black rooster behind him.
Yes, that's what you were gonna say, rooster. So you're good with this game, or you want more?
Uncircumcised.
I would have fared much better post time skip color spreads because I'm like looking regularly.
Oh yeah,
I would have done better.
You want to test
with
that
the
out?
First one or the third one. I feel like
I think Oda's like my favorite era of the color spreads is like around like Thriller Bark. Between like Thriller Bark.
I mean that's kind of his.
Well, that's where I was.
I like that era too, but like I'm always looking at like newer color spreads because I'm making cards out of them and stuff.
Okay, why don't I give this one some sell?
We're doing another one.
I'll just do one since Sam said he was going to be so great with post time skips, so this will test him out.
Now the pressure's on you.
Yeah, no, it's called calling you out. This color spread, I'm almost positive because I remember when this came out. I think it was Zoe.
Careful, I can. You're
holding it in the camera. Yeah.
Oh, did you see it? I don't know.
I saw something. I didn't make any.
It's like you have a hand of cards and you're like waving your hand around and
here, look.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was tilted that far. This one has Luffy trying to get something out of a cat's mouth. Holly is written on a vest with the number 1, and he is wearing short jeans.
Holly is on his vest?
Yes, and he is chewing on something.
And he's trying to get something out of a cat's mouth.
To eat. I'm trying to make this vague, because if I say too much, it will be obvious.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that too.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't want anyone to guess what we're talking about.
No. He's also holding bags of the food that the cat stole one of. The creature. I'm sorry, the feline creature.
You know,
was there like a color spread of like little like bandit cats?
Wait, I want to hear Steve. Yeah.
Is this the one with the watermelon seed spitting and it's like summer?
No, I know which one you're talking about. No,
not that one.
Darn.
You know, apropos of nothing, when you're playing with cats, like you're supposed to let them get the toy like a third of the time. That's like the sweet spot, that they don't get bored, but they're still motivated.
I was wrong. This is not.
I'm not saying this about anything we're doing right now or anything like that.
This is
I'm just pointing that out.
Oh, okay. This is actually volume 90. It's the Reverie stuff. Okay, Frankie's holding
so it's fairly new, but that's really
old. Yeah.
It was a whole wano ago.
This is like chapter 902 or something, probably.
Within the last 10 years, that's new.
Yes, it is. It's post-time skip, which Sam, you said you knew very well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, are they fishing in a river with a bear?
Not even close. Okay, Luffy in his. Steve, do you want to guess?
Yeah, didn't you say Zoro was chasing that cat or something? Sorry, I missed
No.
the last
Okay,
few.
so it's volume 90. So it's during Reverie.
Volume 90.
Luffy.
I'm trying to show some enthusiasm.
Come on, this is not fun.
Sorry. Maybe people need more reactions. Like, wow!
I think you're on YouTube.
I remember where I was at volume 90.
I was 10. That's possible. Someone listening to this could have been.
So that's like the Reverie bullshit.
It is. It's just, it's like around the Reverie time. Luffy is chasing a cat. Like, you could see the movement of him chasing the cat.
Oh, no.
Do you want to guess?
This isn't the one where it looks like they're shopping, right? And
it is the one where it looks like they're shopping.
This one. Love this
it's
one.
A great one. The burgers he's trying to get, for those who don't remember. It's the one with the white background. Oh, it was the see how it all comes around? Very much on purpose.
But I didn't remember what Luffy specifically was doing in it.
And they're all drinking rum soda.
But if you said they're like all standing in a profile in a group shot and the wind's blowing out.
And there's no background,
Yeah, you mean describe exactly what happened? Steve won.
Yeah, if you describe...
Steve Yurko won.
Just describe it and ask us if we remember it or not.
And I can't wait till, maybe, with One Piece getting so popular these days, I'm going to wait for some, bars to do some subpar One Piece trivia, because I'm just going to scoop in there and just get all my free drink tokens.
You're like the, what do they call it when they go to a casino? Like, not the fixer, the big money
shark,
winner.
yeah.
The shark, yeah. Like, you're going to walk in there and, instead of a suit and tie, it'll be a graphic tee from Uniqlo.
Oh.
But...
a really long time ago.
The first question's going to be name this Whitebeard pirate crew member. I'm going to be like, I got nothing. I'm sorry, guys.
Really long time ago, at a Minnesota Anime Con, they held a One Piece trivia panel somewhere, and they kind of built from the lowball stuff to bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And I was real proud of myself that I got their what's his name, Mikio Ito. They had a good deep pull. Mm-hmm. That I got, and they just kind of stood this sat there in silence because I really didn't expect anybody to get that one.
Nikio Ito, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the guy. It's like the.
He was a fellow assistant for Rurouni Kenshin with them, so he was another artist, and Oda put him in the background in wanted posters in
he's
volume 1.
The first wanted poster you see in the manga.
That's why you knew it, because you have encyclopedic wanted poster memory. It's insane. You each have your fortes. I'll say that. This week we did Steve's. Next time we'll do Sam's. Next time we have a fish burger break. That'll do it for the One Piece podcast for this week. Please enjoy your fish burgers responsibly and fully cooked. Unless, you don't want to, but just be careful. Don't get food poisoning.
And if you're gonna have fish burgers, you eat them in one go. You do not put those in the fridge. You don't take those to work and microwave those with broccoli. You're a bad coworker.
Yeah.
It sounds like a specific grievance. So you heard him, whoever that is listening out there. We'll see you next week, everyone. My name is Zach.
And my name is Steve.
Goodbye, everyone.